home all day tomorrow, and she'll probably do
it. That?
Reach your hand in there and like pull out like the tiniest piece, and it rips off before you even get one out.
How do we split the household expectations? Because I know that's a very like Okay, hi everybody, it's Molly Janelle. Welcome back to my channel. I'm currently here with my husband, Daniel. We are going to be filming a Newlywed Q&A. So honestly, I found most of these questions from another YouTuber. I can't remember which video it was. But we also have a few questions from some of you guys from my Instagram stories. So if you want to see more and kind of keep up to date, make sure to follow my Instagram. It's at Molly Janelle. And yeah, so I have all of the questions here on my tablet. And we're going to start off with some questions. So first off, we got married March 3rd of this year.
3/3/23, baby.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid month, honestly. And this is his first YouTube video with me. Official YouTube video. He's been in a few vlogs.
Yeah.
So the first question is, what are our pet peeves from living together and just being married? Do you have any?
Do I go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Oh, okay. Time to let loose. Just kidding, no. No, for the most part, I feel like we're pretty easygoing. And we're pretty good about communicating too. So if like something is bothering us, usually we're good about communicating that it's just bothering us in that moment, because for some reason like we're a little bit more on edge than usual. But if it is something that's like long lasting, I feel like we communicate that too. But anyways, my like biggest pet peeve I feel like is probably just when like she'll have, you know, things go on in life, which is like normal, you know, and things can bother her. And like that's totally fair. Like I'm here to listen and to be your support. But sometimes like it bugs me when like I just hear about the same thing
and I don't do
over and over and over, and then like I'm like, okay, what are you gonna do about it? And then like 2 days later she's ranting about it again, and I'm like, what have you done about it? But like, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So in short, he struggles when I just complain about the same things, but don't actually take any action.
Yeah, because I'm a very like
to get it fixed.
Like if there's something going on, like I try and attack it, and I'm like, get rid of this problem. And so that's not necessarily a bad thing for her. It's just like generated from my personality. Like, why aren't you fixing it? So, anyways.
So mine, I don't really have very many. Like, I don't know. I feel like we just get along very well. But I'm sure some will come up. Like, we've only been married for almost 3 months.
Almost 3 months.
But I think one of them that I have is he tickles me all the time. And at first when we were dating, it was cute. But now it just irritates me so bad. You know it does. Okay. I tell him all the time not to tickle me. That's not even a bad pet peeve to have.
Yeah, I guess. I'll accept it.
So that's probably my biggest one right now. Today we were just laying on the couch and he started tickling me, and I was like, that's what I'm going to say in the video.
Oh my.
So yes,
set me up.
Mine is tickling. I don't enjoy it. Okay, the second question is, do we get treated differently now that we're married? And I don't think so. I don't think anybody treats us differently.
Yeah, no. I mean, before we were married, like people said we acted like a married couple.
Mm-hmm.
And so, well, yeah, like I don't think anything's really changed.
Yeah. So, and we also had everyone was super supportive about us getting married. So, yeah, we don't get treated any differently. The third question is, when do we want kids? And honestly, I've kind of been up and down, because I get really excited about the whole idea of having like little kids and babies and all that stuff. And then I sit back and realize that I have a bit of stuff I want to do before I'm a mom. So I want to finish school, and I want to just keep working on my YouTube and see where it goes. So we're hoping for 2 years before we start trying for kids. Probably about 2 years. But we're honestly open to God's plan, and if he's like, okay, you need to have a kid now, we think we're willing to do that. Like, it's a lot easier to say that we're willing.
Yeah.
But
I feel like, yeah, like going along those lines, if it were to happen unexpectedly, I think we'd be okay with it. But like she's saying, like there's definitely things that we would like to do beforehand and just have more time to ourselves. But I think the biggest thing that because you were kind of up in the air about it, but I think the biggest thing now is you're like, no, I want my YouTube to take off. So if you guys help us out with that, that'd be nice. But
he also has a good amount of schooling still, because he's going into psychology.
Yeah.
So that's not the quickest degree.
Yeah.
So he was like, you do know if we get pregnant before, I'm going to be at like work and school all the time. And I was like, And that kind of freaked me out because I was like, that is kind of the realistic option. Like, that's the reality of what could happen.
Yeah.
But we do have family nearby, so everything will work out. I'm sure we'll have kids when we're ready. But right now, it's not on our plan.
Yeah.
How was moving in together? Honestly, we spent so much time together before we were married. Like, we never spent the night and we didn't live with each other before we were married. But honestly, it was this very easy transition. At least for me. I was living alone and I didn't love it. I did not like being alone. And we were together all the time, and it was like we tried to minimize the amount of time I was alone. So it was pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much it told you about like how we met, but like we had spent a lot of time in like camping environments together, and so like we had, you know, slept near each other and things like that. Like we'd seen each other first thing in the morning and like kind of got a small glimpse of like our routines. And so like that wasn't any big surprise. And like she said, like she moved in here first, I was over here all the time, and so it just kind of was more of a convenience thing of like, okay, now I don't have to go home at the end of the day.
Yeah. And like he was saying, we worked together. So like the first time I met him, we were together for 5 days straight. Like our job was like overnight. We looked over students and stuff. And so yeah, like every shift we were together. So it was like 9 days of us just like seeing each other every single day. So that kind of adds some time onto the time frame. Okay, do we cuddle when we go to sleep? So I feel like we're big cuddlers, but when it comes to bedtime, we both want our space. Oh, I'll do that one next. But I feel like when it comes to going to sleep, we both want our space. So we will get in bed and we'll cuddle, and then we'll say a prayer, and then usually we're like, all right, good night, and we roll over. Sometimes we'll hold hands across the bed, but yeah, both of us, we have to have our space to sleep.
All the things she just described are correct, and they're almost always initiated by her. 'Cause I just am more of like most of the time, I just kind of want my space when I get in bed. So
I feel like he can sleep. If we were to cuddle, I think he would be able to fall asleep, but I can't. Like, you can fall asleep on your back.
yeah,
There's a few times where we've fallen asleep taking naps, but like I can't. My body is so particular on how I fall asleep. I have to be on my stomach with my head halfway off my pillow. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. So
high maintenance.
honestly, what is the hardest thing with marriage? So I think the hardest part for us is kind of balancing time, because before we had set time, like we had certain days where we would do school and work, and then we had days where we would spend all day together and just do fun things. But now we're together all the time, and it's like, oh, we could just sit on the couch and watch Big Bang Theory instead of going and doing our homework and being productive and kind of like making time to be able to do what we want. We just spend all the time together. So that's been hard. It's been hard for me. As you guys know, if you watch my vlogs, I'm home alone a lot right now, and it's like, what do I even do? Because I spend all my time with him.
Amen. No more needed comments there.
This is a funny one. Are we afraid to poop in front of each other? I could care less, honestly. When we first got married, I would go to the bathroom with the door open all the time. He does not like it. I've gotten better, no, I haven't gotten better. Normally, I don't go poop in front of him just because it's gross. It stinks. But he never goes in front of me. He never.
I shut the door every time.
Yeah.
And I say, get the freak out.
Yeah. He's like, get out. He's like, I'm going to the bathroom. I was like, okay. But yeah, I mean, if we were in dire situations, I don't think we would care. No. Okay, what do we do on a daily basis together? Right now, so it's summer. He works full time. So he goes to work at 6. Well, he gets up at 6 and he gets home at 6 usually.
Yeah.
So, and then normally he's exhausted because he's a landscaper. So he's just on his feet all day. And so normally we have dinner when he gets home. Well, he gets home, he showers, I make dinner, and then we either go to his family's and just spend some time over there and have dinner over there, or we'll just sit at home and watch TV. And then we go to bed. Yeah,
I mean, it's comfortable. And I feel like we do that because winter played a huge impact on that, because those of you around in Utah know that it was kind of a crazy winter.
Mm-hmm.
And so like for months on end, we were just like forced to stay inside because we don't really do a whole lot of winter sports.
Yeah.
Or things like that. And so like we just kind of trained ourselves to
that habit.
Just waste time on TV or stuff like that. So that's kind of what we do out of, natural instinct habit. But we're trying to like plan better so that we don't, because like in the moment we're not going to want to do something. So we're trying to like plan. And so
Yeah.
we've been doing pickleball and things like that. But
Also, it just started raining. Hopefully you can't hear it, but if you can, I'm sorry. Okay. Am I taking Daniel's last name? I am. And thankfully, like, my YouTube platform and my Instagram is all with my first and middle name. So that's convenient because I don't have to change any of that. But I haven't even thought about the process of changing my name legally. And I don't know when I'm going to do that. We're going to go out of the country this summer, so it's not going to be anytime soon because I need my passport. But yeah, I want to take his last name, but yeah, it is a little sad just giving up your last name, especially when you have so much attachment to it. So yeah, the idea has been warming up to me, and I'm excited to change it, but I know it's a lot of work. So it probably won't happen anytime soon, but eventually. Okay, what are some underrated things about marriage that most people don't talk about? For me, it would be just like all of the little moments when we like wake up and he's just like cuddled in his bed next to me, or cuddled in bed next to me, or when he'll like randomly hold my hand, and I don't know. I just love it. And when we make breakfast together, or I get to make him lunches, it's fun. And like the other night, we decided to go to the movies, and we just had a ball. Like it was super late at night. Neither one of us stay up late. But afterwards, we were driving home talking about baby names and just having so much fun, and it's a blast. So I think it's just the little moments that you can't really like recall or say, but they just like, they become core memories, you know? What about you?
yeah, I mean, I think my biggest or my most recent experience with this is just like realizing that we both bring different things to the relationship. And like this helps me if ever I feel frustrated or anything like that. It's just a reminder that she brings things that I lack, and I bring things that she lacks, and that's why we work together, and that's why we love each other and support each other. And so, like, I feel like that's probably one of the biggest things that is underrated, I guess, with marriage, is the idea that it's okay that you have different things, different strengths, different qualities, whatever it may be, because that's what completes the package.
Yeah, it's great. And I personally love just having a companion all the time. And yeah. Do you want to scoot a little closer? I realize you're out of the frame. Okay, I just realized he was out of the frame for like all of that, but hopefully that's fine.
I don't think so.
Just his shoulder. But yeah, I love being married. I love it a lot more than dating. It's far more convenient. But with that being said, I don't recommend just getting married. Like, definitely take your time and do what feels right for you. What does our future look like right now? So honestly, it's just work and school. That's kind of what our future is looking like right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in school, my undergrad, another 2 years, and then I'm hoping to get into a master's program. That'll be another 2 years. My biggest thing is like trying everything out, because we live in a society that thinks that you have to know what you want to do for the rest of your life when you're our age, and that's just not realistic. When I kind of jumped into college, I was like, I'm going to just try lots of different things. And so I've had several different jobs, and that's kind of what I'm still planning on doing. And so coming my way. But just in general, school and work. And then once that's done,
starting a family, probably.
Yeah.
Buying a house, if we can afford it.
We're hoping in the next 5 years, to
at least
the next 5 years,
for a house.
Life should be pretty similar to what it looks like now. Maybe add a kid or two in a couple of years, but
we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. This is another funny question. I thought it was funny, so I'm going to add it in. Are we over or under for a toilet paper? Apparently he has no preference at all, but I always put the toilet paper to where we're pulling from the top. So over.
Dude, as long as there's toilet paper there, I don't care.
That's all he cares about, which is fair.
Because it's not like the public restrooms, they have the big huge wheels and the big compartment that's hiding in. You gotta reach your hand in there and pull out the tiniest piece, and it rips off before you even get one out.
You're so funny. Is it weird saying husband and wife? Honestly, when we first got married, when I was in school and I had to refer to him as my husband, I was kind of embarrassed. I felt like people thought I was too young. I mean, I'm 22. I'm definitely still young, but I don't think I'm crazy young to be having gotten married. But I was just embarrassed because at the beginning of the semester I wasn't married, and then now I was, and I was just like, oh, I have to refer to him as my husband. But now I say it all the time. And he loves calling me his wife. He's like, wife? He called me wife before we were even married.
Did I?
Yeah. He's like, you're going to be my wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have, like, the first time you, like, are talking about them to someone and you say, like, oh, my wife. Well, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But, like, after that, it's just pretty normal for me. And like she said, like, I just, my family does, like, weird baby talk. And so, like, I don't know. I feel like
we do it bad. Baby talk like crazy.
Well, I just, like, simplify things that I say. So I'll just be like, wife, you know, like, just say
I think it's the cutest thing. Like, you might hear in one of my videos, I've been super worried about this, but he will call me woman all the time. Say it in your voice.
Woman?
Woman. I think it's the cutest thing. As soon as he started calling me woman, I was like, please don't ever stop doing that. And so he'll just be like, woman?
Woman?
Woman? And I love it. So if you ever hear him call me woman in a video, know that I ask him to do it. But I just think it's the funniest thing and it's so cute. And he's just like, woman, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's just
not meant
really
to be
cute.
degrading in any way. So.
No, he never means it in a degrading way, and he never says it in, like, context of a degrading way. It's always, like, a silly, goofy, just thing that we do.
Yeah.
So that's super fun. But yeah, we baby talk like none other. It's kind of weird. I've never been like that. Do we get judged for being married young? Honestly, not yet. Sometimes I am a little scared, like, announcing it on social media and to the whole world that we got married. But now I don't really care. And I don't think we've ever been judged about being married young. Our families are super supportive.
Yeah, no, I mean, this was when I was planning on getting married, like, within, 5 years of high school. I feel like that was kind of my goal. And here we are, so.
How many years have you been? 4? 5?
4.
Yeah, I had high school for 4 years.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like it's too crazy. We're definitely on the younger side for most countries and states, but do we miss our old living situation? So I was really curious to hear Daniel's situation because he was currently living in a house with a few of his buddies and it was like really fun and I was kind of jealous that he got to live with his friends. But
yeah, so quick story. Basically, like, a bunch of my buddies left town. They went to different colleges and things like that, and I was just living at home, and, like, I was just lonely, pretty much. Like, literally, I'd get home from work on Fridays, I'd go and get myself a pizza, and I'd watch movies all night, because, like, that was, like, I was treating myself to try and be, like, anyways, past that phase of life. One of my friends decides to move home, because, I don't know, so he's like, let's get a house. It's way better than an apartment, so we found 2 of his friends, and the 4 of us went and found a house out just a few minutes away from here, and it was great. Like, one of my best buddies, and then his friends were great. We're all super chill, we're all super friendly, so we had just, like, lots of opportunities to meet other people, late night runs to food, or hot pots, or, whatever.
definitely the ideal college situation.
Yeah, and, like, we had a house, we didn't have to worry about being super loud, like, we could all park, like, we had a yard, like, we did barbecues and things like that. So, like, it was nice to be able to just, like, go from lonely Friday nights to, like, I pretty much always saw people and I had fun times, and if I didn't have any plans, I just tagged along with them. So that was super nice, and, like, I miss that a little bit, right? Like, I wouldn't say I miss it now, but when I first left, I kind of, like, missed the people a little bit, just because I saw them every day, and now I don't see them, like, ever. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
Yeah. I was concerned, because they really got along, and it was fun for them, so, and I loved being over there, because I really loved the people. They were super fun and super supportive, but I do not miss my old living situation. I was in student housing, and I moved there because I wanted to be in the environment that he had, but it just didn't end up happening for me. I had my own room, and all of my roommates were super quiet, which I'm very quiet too, so it worked out in a sense, but it was very lonely, and I was not loving it. So I moved back home with my dad, which was nice, but it was a long commute to my job and everything, so it was kind of hectic. And then I moved here, and I was alone, and that was not fun at all. Well, it was fine. It was better than being in a roommate and trying to, like, tiptoe around.
Well, plus, like, we hadn't got a lot of the things we were hoping to get when we got married, like, things like that. So the house was kind of empty a little bit. So it wasn't, like, home yet. It was just kind of like, I'm living in this basement by myself,
Yeah, but I'm so happy that I'm living together with him. Ideal for me. But we'll have to film how we met and kind of our relationship story, because it's super cute. how is the process of merging families? So I don't think I don't know, our families get along, but we haven't really they don't hang out all the time. But at least from me being accepted into his family and him being accepted into my family was pretty smooth. I love his family so much. At first, it was a bit, I was intimidated and stuff and a little shy. But once I kind of broke the ice and kind of just got to know everybody a bit more, remembered everybody's names, it was good.
A lot of people in my family.
It was pretty smooth for us, and we're really lucky for that because I know some families it's not smooth sailing and it's difficult to kind of merge people in and out. But yeah, he really enjoys my family, I think. Yeah, he jokes around with my siblings all the time.
I mean, it's nice because your family's we're all very similar in age and in life.
All pretty much recently married or long-term relationships.
Yeah, and so it's just easy to relate and have things to talk about and things like that. And so I'm super shy, and so for me to initiate a conversation is still sometimes hard. We went there today actually, and Malia went straight upstairs, and I was just kind of downstairs with everyone, and I was like, okay, I could say this, and I internalizing things to say to them because I'm so I don't know, socially reserved. And so I don't know, it's still a work in progress as far as being natural and just being myself. But I'm just not a social person in general. Even going to my family's house, I don't just pick up conversations with my siblings either. So that's just kind of me. I'm just more of a quiet be in this environment type of person and feed off other people's energy and not really be the source of
the
energy.
Yeah, I think I'm very similar in that. If people are super comfortable and confident around me, usually I'm feeling very comfortable and confident. But as long as I feel comfortable with the people, I usually can be that confident person. But yeah, I would agree. I still am not 100% I could just go hang out with his family on my own. I have actually a few times, but I'm still a little uneasy. Yeah, my family's a bit out there. They're very loud and bold.
I like that because the first person that I felt accepted by was your older sister because she's the most social and most outgoing, and so it was easy to know that I felt belonging. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that was the first person, and then it slowly grew. And anyways,
yeah, it's fun. So yeah, it definitely takes time to kind of adjust to families, but usually it's really good once it happens. So, and I'm really lucky that we have good in-laws. At least I feel like I have good in-laws. I hope he feels the same.
Well, yeah, I do. But literally every week we'll play games at their house, and today it was a blast. I'm being myself and getting into it and competitive and calling people out and whatever. My first time going over there, we played this very interactive game.
Very interactive.
And I was just
he was so nervous.
I was just nervous and I didn't want to play because
he was
I
cute.
don't know.
I don't think he presented himself as bad as he thought he did. He was oh, I'm so awkward, I'm so nervous. And it's honestly, yeah, we could tell you were shy and a little bit uncomfortable, but it didn't look like he was in the corner just hiding.
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes time, but it's really good once it happens. How was the honeymoon? The honeymoon was really, really fun, honestly. Then the following day, we left for our honeymoon, which was a Sunday, and we went to San Diego, and we got the Go City passes. I don't know if you've heard of those, but it gets you access into a whole bunch of different attractions and stuff. And so it was just us, and we took, I think, 4 days. 4 days.
Yeah. Came back on Thursday.
Yeah, 4 days. And it was really fun. We got a hotel. It was kind of craziness. Maybe we'll talk about the hotel situation. That's kind of a funny story in another video. But yeah. So we got a hotel that worked finally, and then we just where did we go?
In.
Yeah.
The first day was just hectic.
The first day was hectic. We'll talk about that another time.
But then once we settled in, we had a lot of fun, and
we
were able to just be chill and be what do we want to do today?
Yeah.
And just go and
not gonna
we'd
lie.
already prepaid for pretty much everything that we were gonna do, and so it was okay, do we feel up for this or should we save up for another day? So it was really chill.
We did spend quite a few hours watching Harry Potter.
We did, yes.
Because the weather was kind of stormy, but we went to SeaWorld. We went to Knott's Berry Farm.
Knott's Berry Farm.
We
Legoland.
went to Legoland. I wanted to go. SeaWorld. And yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. It was fun for us to just kind of be out there in a new environment by ourselves. So that was a good time.
California roads are the worst. Sorry, said it.
Okay, hopefully you don't That's
No,
his
I
opinion.
only say that because
We got lost
I got
so many
lost.
times.
I was
So many
like,
times.
I felt like I was like, okay, I'm following the app and following the navigation, and then like, boom, sorry, you didn't take the turn. You gotta like go another 3 miles and then turn around, and so I got very frustrated. So more on me than anything else, but.
But yeah, I do have a question on here about our wedding night, and we will film another video about like our first time because we both waited till marriage, and yeah, it was fun and it was super special. So we'll maybe film another video on that if YouTube allows it. I've heard that they're kind of wishy-washy on it, so I'll look into the rules. But yeah, keep tuned for that, hopefully. And then a question from one of my friends was, were there any expectations that we had going into marriage that we needed to let go of? And honestly, our whole relationship, we had kind of this standing rule of no expectations, just so that we didn't have unmet expectations that were not expressed and then not met, because he's not supposed to know my expectations. He's not supposed to know mine if I never tell him about them. So I personally don't feel like I had any, but I think, did you have some?
No, I mean, I think there's expectations that you realize that you have when you kind of get frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And like for me, right, I grew up in like a household where my mom was like very on top of like everything. And so like some days are harder than others to get things done, right? Sometimes we are really good about, keeping the house nice or whatever we're doing. And then other days, like we're just very not that. And so sometimes internally, like I have this expectation of like a clean house. And so like it's easy to, because the expectation, sort of blame on others. And it's not necessarily always her, it's not always me, but just like that expectation creates like problems that's not needed. And like luckily we don't really let it get too far most of the time.
We try to stop it.
And so yeah, that's kind of like the only thing is like you kind of start to see expectations you don't realize you have and bring into marriage. And so I'm trying to let go of like that expectation that she has to be like my mom, which is terrible to think about. But yeah, like I think you find expectations you don't know you have, and then you realize that they're there, and then you have to start that process of letting that go, because like expectations bring a lot of just negativity in general.
Contention.
Like I think that's the most fascinating thing like within psychology, and I could go on like a spiel about expectations, but like seriously,
it's fascinating.
Not good.
I just thought of another question that I actually love watching other couples answer, but it was like, how do we split the household expectations? Because I know that's a very like controversial topic. Yeah, so like who cleans, who cooks, who takes out the trash, who does all this stuff. So honestly, I feel like we're really even. Now that I'm home alone, I do more of the cleaning and like folding the laundry just because I have nothing else to do.
Keeps her busy.
But honestly, when I was working full time, we kind of split it pretty evenly. I usually will cook dinner, and then he will clean up the dishes, or whoever cooks dinner, usually the other will do the dishes, or we'll just do it together. And then cleaning, he's super clean. He's super clean, and it's so nice. I'm pretty clean, but sometimes I get sad and it's hard to clean, and so he's very patient with me when I get a little messy. I hate to put my laundry away. That's my downfall, is they sit on the bedroom floor for a long time.
Well, now that I'm working full time, I'm not the greatest either. It's really easy for me to just kind of know, well, if I don't do it right now, she'll be home all day tomorrow and she'll probably do it.
that?
Only like once.
Oh my, he's a dork. That's funny. It doesn't bother me, but that's funny.
Yeah. I'm trying to get her more involved with yard because I like yard work. Mm-hmm. So I don't like expect her to help at all, but like I'll offer and be like, you want to help? And yesterday she was like, no. And then I was doing it and she's like, okay, I'm doing it. So she
So
finished.
I started mowing the lawn. Because I was like, I can't be sad that I'm not spending time with him if he's out doing the yard and I could be out doing the yard. So after I finished editing my video, I was like, okay, I'll go out and help. And it's fun. Like, I love being active and doing hard work. I worked in a bakery, so it's like all I did was on my feet and manual labor, I guess you can call it. But yeah, it was super fun. All right, so that is the end of our questions, and I hope you guys enjoyed and you got to know us a bit more. He will be in more of my videos, more of my vlog type videos. But yeah, we'll probably do a few more sit down videos because I really want to film like our how we met video, and then kind of like our relationship, and then my like falling in love after heartbreak, because he was a saint, and if it wasn't for him, I don't think we would have made it, because he was super patient with the stuff that I was working through. So that's one that I really want to film as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed and that you liked this video. Make sure to give it a like.
Please.
Comment.
Please.
I will be responding to all the comments, so ask more questions if you want us to do a part 2, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all in the next video.